Okay, mamas, this is the intermediate part of the core workout. So I have a little step here and I have a cushion. You can also use an ottoman or a bed, depending on how low or high it's gonna be, will depend on the challenge, the amount of challenge it'll give you. So it's an intermediate because it's not quite on the floor. You could still kind of sustain the elbows underneath the shoulders, and you can move with it, so no impact, just trying to move the elbow or the knee to the elbow each side. So this would be 1 and then 3. So you're trying to maintain that shoulder stability, glutes engage, open up those hip flexors and keep that shoulder, knee, or hip and ankle in line, okay? And 10 repetitions to start with would be good. And I give you some more exercises with the Bosu. You can also do them on the floor, and you can always take the impact out by just doing the jack push-ups or whatever, or the jack planks I give you on a platform, or just go nice and slow in outs. Okay, here is the Bosu, and we are working on upper body strength by being able to engage more of our core. And the reason why I feel like this is going to be a good addition to your equipment is because it makes things a lot stable. If you were unable to do the sit-ups, it will help you do a sit-up because you're a little bit higher. So it allows you to reach into those muscles and have that stability with a better form. And if you were to have a ball, I feel like you would slide a little bit and you would use a little bit more of your quads versus pushing the hips into the Bosu and using a little bit more of the Bosu. But if that's all you have, then by all means, just do it. I would say just push the ball up against the wall so your feet are kind of trapped in between the ball and your and the wall, so that you're not using your quads to kind of make up for that one. But I also like the Bosu as well because it does make things unstable at the same time. So your ability to hold your side plank is much better here. You're able to kind of work those small muscles in that instability and that unstable position and hold that a little bit better. So you'll get that range of motion. Now it's doable to just do it on the floor, by all means, if that's what you have. But if you have a Bosu, take advantage of it. It'll help make things a lot easier. So on this set, we're gonna go through, that's the side plank. You can also do the regular plank on here as well. You can also turn this around and make it a little bit more challenging. So this is a little more intermediate as far as the upper body strength and core goes. And I can give you a little bit more exercises on this as well. So I'm gonna work on your obliques because I feel like those tend to help. You tend to be in better touch with your obliques more than you are with your inner core. It'll help you recruit more of those muscles. So I do like to do side sit-ups on the Bosu because you're able to have that range of motion. I like to open my legs up, feather them as I can, put my elbow underneath my kind of the base of my neck on the side, and then have my other hand here and do a complete side sit-up as well. It just helps you recruit more muscles because you're having to hold that stability. So I like the side planks on the Bosu as well as the side sit-ups to work a little bit more of those obliques. Notice when you're in the position of the side plank, you're working more of that, but since you're on your right side, you're working more your right obliques. And when you're on top of it doing the regular side sit-ups, you're working more of the upper obliques, so the left obliques. And when you're doing the regular sit-ups, you're working everything to get that range of motion. So these feel completely different. I would start with 10 and then work your way to 15. And Your crunches, you'll notice, are different on the Bosu too, because you have a longer range of motion as you do those crunches. And you can rotate with them, as well as recruit your obliques. Okay? And I would say 10 to 15 regular sit-ups, 10 crunches on each side are going to be great to work your intermediate strength in the core exercises. Remember, it's also building that strength. Being able to do the plank on the Bosu is very helpful as well, because it's building a lot of those shoulder stabilities. Notice when you're rounding or when you're arching or sagging your shoulders, it'll make a difference. So those are 4 exercises that you can do on the Bosu, and it's more just an ability to recruit more of those muscles on the flat part for your sit-ups, and it's also intermediate exercises for you to build stability in your shoulder. So we're starting from your core to your hips, and then to your upper body, and then your shoulder. So hence, that's why I have you on a lot of the side planks to recruit more muscles. Okay. You can do the side sit-ups on the floor. It would just be a little bit of shorter range of motion than it would be on the Bosu. And you would have to be slightly on more of the more the side butt of, instead of being on your hip, because you're not going to get much here. So I would kind of rotate your hips back a little bit, engage your core, bring your legs slightly forward, and do as much as you can. Okay? You can also do the leg raises, which might be a little bit easier. Just be mindful of your back. Or just get a Bosu and make it easier. That would be helpful. I have to tell you that it made things a lot easier to get a membership at LA Fitness, because at 3 months they start taking care of your baby just a couple hours, like between, I don't know, like 8 to 12, I think it was, and then from 4 to 8. I didn't get a membership until she was about 6 months, because I had my own studio. So she was really good about kind of being in her car seat or in her stroller while I got a little bit of a workout in. But it got to be challenging, so I ended up joining a gym so that I could get a little workout in, and then in time for myself, and then she could actually be with other kids, and it just helped socialize her as well too. So that might be an option as well. But if not, like, I'm going to give you these exercises. You can do them at home, you can do them anywhere, you can do them on vacation, it doesn't matter. But I just want to do a little plug in, just gyms out there that do have that community and work with you. I think Fremont Health Club as well. Lillian used to take care of Sophia while I trained, so that was pretty helpful too. I gotta give a big shout out to her, because it just made life easier for me. Another intermediate exercise that you could do on the floor is just called your plank up down. So on the intermediate form, you're going to be on your knees. You're going to make sure that, again, that shoulder, hip, and knee are in line. You're going to come down to your elbow. Make sure that your hands are directly underneath your shoulder. So you're going to come down on the right, and then you're going to go up on the right. That counts as 1. I would do 5 of these alternating, because you might be stronger on one side or the other. So we just kind of want to get those even. These are just regular modified up downs, or more on the intermediate side. Okay. I can also give you another one called the shoulder taps. Again, I'm modified. I'm on my elbow, but I'm in that neutral position. Hips are forward, and I'm trying to keep that retraction in there, so it keeps my shoulders out of it, and it keeps my upper body strength kind of getting worked, but in an isometric position. So we're gonna do shoulder taps. Notice that my hips aren't twisting as I'm rotating. There we go. I'm gonna give you a side view of that one too. Shoulder taps. All right. There we go. Good. I hope that helps. You can add this to your list.